Hey comic book fans, and welcome back to the Comic Fix, your one-stop shop for every single thing DC Comics, to some creator-owned to a little bit Marvel. My name's David and welcome to the Comic Fix. Now today I'm going to start my video with the book that I was most excited to read, and that is Batman issue number 27. I am not going to ruin this book for you. I'm not going to really talk about the storyline and what happened, but my general thoughts on the book and just how great Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo are as a team. Now, when the New 52 started and Scott Snyder got told he's going to be on the Batman book, he got told he's going to be working with Greg Capullo. Now, Greg Capullo, as DC told Scott Snyder, is a guy that does his work and doesn't need your input as much as you think. But Scott Snyder, being the man that he is, wrote thousands upon thousands of pages for just one issue, and Greg Capullo looked at it and was like, dude, don't smother me and let me do my work. Now with issue number 27, you can definitely see that Greg Capullo is just in the zone. The panel layouts, panel to panel, it's just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, Greg Capullo's art, you can tell he did not slack at all with any panel. You're looking at this thing and you're like, oh my god, how good is this man? Because this man from this issue right here tells me that he is one of the best artists that is out there in comics to date. I absolutely love every single scene, from the dogfights to when Batman is just getting shot up by the police. You just look at every single panel and you say to yourself, this is a man who's on top of his game. And then you got Scott Snyder's writing. Now, as I said at the beginning, Scott Snyder is a guy who's he looks at every single little thing and he has an idea in his head. And you just see in the writing that this is a story that he wants to tell. Now, there are times, especially working with either the big two, is that they tell you, hey, you need to do this story. Where I feel at this very moment, this is a story that Scott Snyder would have told, even if Warner Brothers, DC Comics told him that you had to do it. This is a story he wanted to tell. And I gotta say, everybody, that if you're not reading this book, you are doing yourself a big disservice. This book here is why I read comics. And everyone should try this book out. Batman issue number 27 gets a 5 out of 5. It is absolutely beautiful. And if you had never checked this book out, go and start. You will be thanking me if you did. So, it gets a 5 out of 5. Now, there's those books that you want to read first. Not because it's the best book, because it's the book that will set the mood for what is going to come. These are the type of books that are just downright fun. And that's what you get with Harley Quinn issue number 2. Now Harley, she is on a mission to save the animals. She's going around and she sees a protest happening. And she says to herself, what's going on? And the people tell her, we are here to save the animals. These people are going to kill the animals if somebody doesn't come and take them. And so Harley Quinn takes it upon herself to save the animals. Now, with this premise alone, you are just knowing, I'm in for a fun time. Now, the artist in here, his artwork, it just portrays the writing in such a beautiful way. This is not a dark book, but this is a book that DC fans have been asking for. A book that is just pure fun. I loved how every single moment and from every single panel, you just got a smile on your face. And that's so hard to do with DC Comics, because at DC, at this moment, as I said, the biggest complaint is that the books never really seem to have fun. But you can trust me and when I say that this book is just pure fun. It does have some dark elements in there, but it's always in a very fun way. Now the artist in here, I cannot remember his name at this moment, but his artwork is just downright gorgeous. From the moment where he draws Harley Quinn, and she does have that sexual element to it, but there's more of a childlike element to it as well. And then you can see the Harley Quinn that we know and love. And the outfit that she wears does feel a lot different from the outfit that we saw on Suicide Squad. And then you get to see a little bit of Harley Quinn playing with some of the other Batman rogues with Poison Ivy. And at these moments, you're just like, okay, these are people that know each other and can have fun with each other. I'm so glad to see a book that is not afraid to have fun in the DC comics. With Jimmy Palamonti and Amanda Conner, they have just created a book that you want to read first, just not because it's the greatest, but because it's just going to set you in the mood to read comics. And that's what this issue does, and that's what this whole book does. I cannot wait for issue number 3. I mean, the storyline is not the greatest, but I just went in just looking for a fun Harley Quinn book. And I'm so glad to see that they did not take this dark, gritty element that we have seen before with the New 52. It's something light, it's something fun, and if you're looking for that, look no further than Harley Quinn issue number 2. It's only $2.99, and I give it a 4 out of 5. It does its job, and it does its job very well, and I'm hopefully going to see some more plot elements come in there, and maybe we can have a very structured story where it seems throughout that this issue never took the time to really give me a reason to read the next issue other than it's just pure fun. So hopefully with issue number 3, we get a little bit more story elements or story structure in there. But for now, Harley Quinn issue number 2 gets a 4 out of 5. It's a fun book, and it's going to be a book that's going to set you in the mood to read your comics. The final book that I'm going to be taking a look at for this video is Batwoman issue number 27. Now, with J.H. Williams III being off the book, I really thought that the quality of the book would go down. Now, with a writer that I don't really know anything about, but with an artist that I absolutely love, and Francis Manapul. Now, Francis Manapul, you may have known him from The Flash. He's a guy who just does panel layouts that are so goddamn beautiful that you're just like, okay, this guy could do the J.H. Williams III's type of art style and make you think that the book still has the heart that J.H. Williams put into it. Now, Batwoman, she's been poisoned and she's falling down. And when she's falling down, you see her going almost like in Alice in Wonderland moments. And that's where you see Francis Manapul's art just shine. He has these pages that are just so goddamn beautiful that you're just looking at it and you're mesmerized. It is at these moments that this book is at its best. But once it gets done with the Alice in Wonderland moments, you definitely do see the other artist come in there, and he is not as good as Brian Busill or Francis Manapul, but he doesn't try to be that type. He tries to be his own. And when you see the moments of Batwoman just getting into her psyche, that is when this book is at its best. Now, the story doesn't really go any further than that. You do get to see the villain's reasoning for being the villain of this series. But I was just like, okay, he's just another gun for hire for this another wealthy man in Gotham City who wants to destroy whatever he can't have. And so I'm just looking at this book and I'm seeing that, yes, this book does have heart since J.H. Williams III left. And I'm glad to see that. It definitely does have what he wanted for this series. And I'm glad to see that DC Comics didn't say, okay, he's off the book. Now we're going to put our own spin and put Batwoman into everything that we can. I'm glad that they didn't do that. Now, this is my first issue since J.H. Williams III left. And was I lost in the series? I don't think so. I felt like, hey, it's just a good jumping on point, and it kind of does have the heart that J.H. Williams put into the book. And that's one of the most things that I'm most happy about with this issue. Now, the storyline was lacking at times. I mean, there was not really any progression, but the ending lets you know that shit is going to get real, and I cannot wait to see how Batwoman gets out of the situation that she's been put into. Now, am I going to stick around for next issue? Hell yes, I am. And I'm going to give Batwoman issue number 27 a 3 out of 5. I don't like when books have two different artists on there. Yes, the artists in here did have different points of views to put into it, and they put their own spin on it. But still, I really like consistency in my books, and especially with a 22-page book. You expect maybe the same artist on there because it only is 22 pages. But I do know that artists work hella hard, and they have been stretched so thin with the way that DC does their job. So it gets a 3 out of 5. And on the point about Batman issue number 27, I forgot to say, but I am going to be doing an in-depth review. I just didn't want to do it for this video just because I wanted people to read the book and be surprised. And so I'm going to do a separate video that's going to be posted on there saying, this is spoilers. So stick around next time. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. I'm 2 subscribers away from 200. Maybe you can be that 200 subscriber. And I'll see you guys next time on the Comic Fix.